And welcome back, hour number 2. It's a real pleasure to welcome back a long-time friend of this program who has been away for a long time, and we'll find out what he's been doing as we continue. He is William Buhlman, and he is the author of, a number of books and papers, and is considered to be the world's, or one of the world's, leading subjects in out-of-body experiences, or astral projection. There are all kinds of words of it that are being used. He is an expert. He is respected worldwide. His teaching skills and remarkable insights empower individuals to go to the other side fully conscious. Sound ridiculous? Not so at all. William is one of America's top experts on astral travel and out-of-body experiences. His 30 years of extensive personal out-of-body explorations give him a unique and thought-provoking insight into the subject, to put it mildly. Can't remember the last time you were on, Bill. How long has it been?
Hi, Jeff. Oh, it's been quite a while. I would say probably 8 years.
I'd say...
It's been a while.
I'd say, yeah, 8 or 10 years. And the obvious question is, my friend, if all things considered, which side would you rather be on?
Well, I find exploring what we can't see to be incredibly interesting. That's why I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
I want to know the answers. That's why I became so fascinated with out-of-body exploration. I want to know what's out there. What are we, and where we're going, and
Sure.
where we come from.
Sure.
These are the types of things I really seek to discover.
Well, I remember your first book, Adventures Beyond the Body, which really told the story of your own personal journey of self-discovery in out-of-body travel. I remember talking to you years ago about this, and back then people were asking, well, and you must get asked this all the time to this day, what happens if somebody tries to wake you up and you're elsewhere?
You just immediately return to your body. I've had that happen to me on several occasions. It's perfectly safe. Any kind of contact with your body, you just immediately return.
Instantly. Speed of light, speed of the cosmos,
it feels
whatever.
Like it's quite a shocking return sometimes.
Uh-huh.
But one of the things I like to get across to your audience is that this is not about beliefs. I teach techniques where you self-initiate the experience. You can prove this to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's no belief system attached to this. There's absolutely, this is 100% about having a personal experience, and then you decide for yourself whether it's real or not.
Mm-hmm. The last 6 years, you have conducted an international out-of-body experience survey. This is very interesting. How many people and how many different countries involved?
Well, I've had over 16,000 people have participated in the survey from now over 50 countries. So I've gotten a tremendous cross-section of information. My books are now in 8 languages, and I have had a rare opportunity to get a lot of feedback and insight from people from all over the world. And as you probably know, I do a lot of lectures and workshops all over.
Yeah. Well, the newest book is called The Secret of the Soul. It's probably a bestseller on the other side, too. Those people are interested?
The Secret of the Soul is basically a compilation of the insights that I gained from the survey.
Mm-hmm.
It's based on actual people's experiences.
What are the universal basis? Now let me rephrase that. What are you finding in people from over 50 different countries that are shared experiential data?
Well, number one is that out-of-body experiences are universal and natural experiences. One of the kind of surprising things I discovered is that children have many, many experiences, especially before the age of puberty. And they are more open to the experience than adults because I feel they're not as conditioned. They're not as assimilated into the physical body, let's say. And they're not as conditioned to believe that we're a physical body. And we have to remember that, we assume that we are physical, but of course that's not what we are at all.
No, that's the big trap.
Temporarily using this physical body.
That's the big trap. That's how the controllers do it. They get us stuck in our bodies.
That's one of the advantages. And one of the great benefits of out-of-body exploration is that you begin to discover the truth of what you are. And for many people, this is quite the shocking experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, the difference between, and I've had a number of people just lately, the last month or two, tell me that they have been having the most vivid, extraordinary, bizarre dreams and dream states that they've ever had. Just as an aside, and I'm not comparing and contrasting the two experiences at all, not astral projection or vivid dreaming, but have you heard anything about this? Is there a collective unconscious reaction to some coming event that, as we know, the collective unconscious can sense and can determine to some degree? Is that causing this in other people you've heard about as well? Gosh, Bill, I've had the darndest dreams. You can't even believe how real they are.
Oh, absolutely. And
really?
There's an increase in this type of activity. It's happening because all of us separate from our bodies. We move out of phase with our bodies when we fall to sleep. That's what sleep is. I've witnessed this during my out-of-body experiences, witnessing my wife and other people.
Uh-huh.
And what people do during sleep is that you actually move. You don't float up to the ceiling or anything that dramatic, but you actually move out of phase about 2 or 3 inches with your physical body. And in that state is, of course, when dreams are occurring.
Mm-hmm.
And many people have active lives in their sleep state. And they're a lot more active than they think they are, and they remember portions of this event,
mm-hmm.
of course, as a dream, because
mm-hmm.
they haven't been trained to have fully conscious OBEs yet.
All right, let's then try to separate the two. What is the real difference between an OBE and an active dream state when you're out of phase of your body by about, as you say, 2 or 3%, which you're talking electromagnetically and I assume spiritually as well?
Well, an out-of-body experience, and of course what I teach is a self-initiated experience. You feel the separation. Generally, most people will experience some type of vibrational state experience as a precursor. This is based on my survey. About 80% of people will experience either paralysis
mm-hmm.
or a heavy vibrational sound, a buzzing sound.
A sound.
A sense, very intense. It almost sounds like sometimes you're in a jet engine. There'll be strange sounds. There'll be motions. It feels like somebody's maybe pulling at your feet,
mm-hmm.
or that your legs are beginning to lift up. It feels also like somebody could be calling your name or touching you, which is very common as a precursor. Of course, I write about over 20 different things that occur.
Sure.
But this is very common. This is we're beginning to go through this energy shift during an OBE, and we're beginning to consciously connect with our energy body.
So what about all the vivid dreams, Bill? And what does this mean? So many people, are they all beginning to astral project in an elementary, rudimentary fashion, or are they, in a collective sense, picking up something that's coming and reflecting it in any manner, an infinite number of different scenarios and dream states and screenplays and all the rest of it?
Well, we're all beginning to connect with our non-physical essence as we become more evolved in general and as a collective consciousness. Because it's hard to imagine sometimes, but we are evolving not only individually but collectively. And as this occurs, we're beginning to remember more of our experiences. We're becoming more in tune with this 8 hours, this 1/3 of our life that's occurring that we call sleep.
Mm-hmm. Are we accessing and let's just leave it at accessing other people's experiences, other people's dreams? Are we mind melding? Huh? Excuse me, but it works.
I don't feel it. I don't look at it that way. I think we're connecting to this broader aspect of ourselves because
mm-hmm.
we are multidimensional beings,
mm-hmm.
and the physical world is just the epidermis layer of the universe. We're actually connecting to this broad spiritual essence within ourselves and all of our past lives.
Okay, all right, very good. William Buhlman is my guest, B-U-H-L-M-A-N. He's really a remarkable man. His newest book is called The Secret of the Soul. His first classic, Adventures Beyond the Body, in 8 languages now. Be right back with Bill after this. All right, welcome back. Talking about out-of-body experiences, which many people would suggest happen to them almost every day. It's hard to believe what's going on around us anymore, Bill. Things have changed so much since you were first on the program. I mean, it's bizarre.
Oh, there's a lot of experiences occurring all around the world. Matter of fact, it appears to be a definite increase in people's experiences based on all the feedback that I've received.
Are these experiences, can they be distilled, somehow analyzed, and processed to the extent that you come up with some predictive material that has proven to be correct or accurate? Is that part of the game too? Well,
are you referring to physical evidence, or
talking about? Let's just say people report to you, "Oh, I had an out-of-body experience about this, and that," and this goes on. You hear it from dozens, maybe scores, hundreds of people over a 4 or 5 month period, and down the road, that very thing that they all seem to be generally having happen to them during an OBE occurs. Are there predictive aspects to astral projecting and out-of-body experiences?
Well, people often will go through what I call an energy phase.
Or is it, let me tag that, or is it something that is pretty much a real-time event? Not necessarily future travel, past travel. It's something that goes on now.
Well, most people's experiences, by the way, do occur now. It's not as... most people's experiences also, and I think this is important to point out, are very mundane. They're not the surreal, colorful, dreamlike experiences that you might think they are. They're generally, most people experience their physical surroundings when they leave their body. They see a duplicate, an energy duplicate. I've had an experience where I actually saw my own dog during an out-of-body experience.
Where was your dog?
The dog was actually following me during my out-of-body experience, and when I turned around, there it was. It was a beagle puppy, and the dog would follow me. And I've received dozens and dozens of letters from people, especially cats, would follow people during their out-of-body experience, because all mammals are having these experiences.
Would follow you around the house, follow you around the yard kind of thing?
Yeah. They will follow. They'll absolutely follow you. This is quite a common scenario.
Well, they do.
My point is, though, it's a very physical-like experience. Matter of fact, it's so physical-like that many people, they don't realize they're even having an out-of-body experience until they put their hand through the refrigerator door, or until they actually try to turn on the faucet. And I've had this happen where my hand will go through the faucet because I'm trying to turn the handle to the water or whatever.
But when you put it through the refrigerator, when you put it through the refrigerator door, you cannot pull that bottle of beer back out.
No, but a lot of people feel that this is during their experiences, it's a very physical-like sensation to this. It's not at all the floaty, airy-fairy thing that many people would imagine it to be. One of the things that I teach in my workshops is, of course, is how to not only initiate the experience, but how to control it, how to prolong it, and how to get the most out of it. In other words, how to use the experience to go inward and to obtain answers, which is, of course, the main reason I feel to explore this. But, like, why are we here? What am I? All these big questions. This gives us an opportunity to actually access these answers. And that's what's so exciting about it. That's why now it's been 38 years and I'm still exploring this, because it's just incredibly exciting.
How much have you learned, Bill? What do you know in terms of the big picture? Why are we here?
Well, I can tell you one thing that I could tell you a few things. On my website, astroinfo.org, I have a lot of information about some of the things I've learned in a little chapter called Mindset, which is not in any of my books. But one of the
or astral projection. There are all kinds of words of it that are being used. He is an expert. He is respected worldwide. His teaching skills and remarkable insights empower individuals to go to the other side fully conscious. Sound ridiculous? Not so at all. William is one of America's top experts on astral travel and out-of-body experiences. His 30 years of extensive personal out-of-body explorations give him a unique and thought-provoking insight into the subject, to put it mildly. Can't remember the last time you were on, Bill. How long has it been?
Hi, Jeff. Oh, it's been quite a while. I would say probably 8 years.
I'd say...
It's been a while.
I'd say, yeah, 8 or 10 years. And the obvious question is, my friend, if all things considered, which side would you rather be on?
Well, I find exploring what we can't see to be incredibly interesting. That's why I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
I want to know the answers. That's why I became so fascinated with out-of-body exploration. I want to know what's out there. What are we, and where we're going, and
Sure.
where we come from.
Sure.
These are the types of things I really seek to discover.
Well, I remember your first book, Adventures Beyond the Body. And welcome back, hour number 2. It's a real pleasure to welcome back a long-time friend of this program who has been away for a long time, and we'll find out what he's been doing as we continue. He is William Buhlman, and he is the author of, a number of books and papers, and is considered to be the world's, or one of the world's, leading subjects in out-of-body experiences, which really told the story of your own personal journey of self-discovery in out-of-body travel. I remember talking to you years ago about this, and back then people were asking, well, and you must get asked this all the time to this day, what happens if somebody tries to wake you up and you're elsewhere?
You just immediately return to your body. I've had that happen to me on several occasions.